So, hey, welcome to Dicejunkies. This is our live podcast, YouTube, Twitch. Well, it's only live on Twitch, but it ends up in all these other places as well. I'm here with
Q.
And I'm Xenodamus. Hope you enjoy.
Moving on to random encounters. To stick around.
Yeah, let's roll into random encounters. So let me roll up this list or pull up this list. Our Easter Fools special edition of random encounters. Since this is being filmed on April 1st, Easter Sunday, I added a bunch of just rabbit crap on here. And a couple of tomfoolery.
That's not how you spell. Okay, was that supposed to be Energizer, or can you just not spell?
I just can't spell.
Okay.
Energizer. How do you spell Energizer, man?
Take out the T.
Is it just enter?
Energizer. Yeah, it's an Energizer bunny.
Ah. Why did I put a T there for so long?
I have no idea. Integers? I don't know where you were going
Maybe.
with it, man.
I don't know.
Roll the die.
I'm going to roll a die, yeah. Let me pull up the die cam. Ba-da-bam.
Well,
I haven't done one of these in a while.
Well.
That's a 1, by the way. So something horrible. Crap.
Let me lean back and get comfortable. There we go. So, what is your horrible for us here?
Oh, man.
It's good that, like, certain people have left. They don't need to be a part of this. I'm now looking up like, good, we have no viewers.
No. Jeez, oh, man. Why do I have to do this today? Let's see. What's something horrible?
What you looking at me for? I didn't roll it.
Yeah, no. Well, no, I'm just...
Everything I say horrible, you say is too bad anyway,
well, no,
so
I'm
it needs to be you.
I'm just thinking we got that con in like a month at that high school, so it's like... so it's like, I need to rear back a little bit.
No, man, you rolled a 1, though. What's up? What you got?
What's something I'm not usually willing to talk about that you want me to talk about?
Let's see. Well, let's see.
It's my ex-wife's birthday today.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty horrible. You're going to bully your ex-wife on her birthday? That's pretty horrible, all right. Wow. All right, you know what?
What?
How do you feel about the current comic book and gaming gender battle? The gaming variant of the Me Too movement. There's not enough female protagonists in the game,
that's a lot different than Me Too, buddy.
Yeah, I consider it the gamer version.
You're speaking more on the feminist outlook on female equality in video games.
Yeah, like for example, that one that came we did a little while back. We talked about Final Fantasy getting attacked for their tendency to have female heroines that the female characters need to be saved.
I'll talk about this. All right,
do it.
So
all right, it's begun. The vape is gone.
So when it comes to female characters, and I'm not female, obviously. I think you can tell.
Hope not.
So I don't know what females feel when there's not a lot of female protagonists. It's not really my place to know. But at the same time, I do understand where not having a protagonist that's, I guess, like you growing up, being, sexually or racially, where that diversity could be something that people look for. Now, at the same time, I also understand that the workforce right now does not match the demographics of the world. You also look at gamers in general, and the number of female gamers does not match the number of male gamers.
It's not split down the middle, that's
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of female gamers.
No, there
these
are a
days.
lot of female gamers.
I mean, you want me to let me weigh in a little bit
Now-
too, coming from the angle of being black and therefore not one of the common protagonists, especially being an RPG player. I play RPGs. I play JRPGs.
Well, RPGs don't really have an excuse on sex or race, because most good RPGs should have a character creation that allows for you to pick race.
I disagree.
And gender.
Our iconic characters are not the faceless, self-made protagonist. Iconic characters are pre-made, are characters that have their own story, their own history, their own unique look. So being an RPG player, yeah, I don't see black main characters in a lot of RPGs except for the sandbox game RPGs that allow you to make your own character. And I don't expect that. When I pick up a Final Fantasy game, I don't expect to see a black guy as the character I'm playing. Heck, I don't expect to see a black guy at all. In fact, half the time when they plug a black guy in the game, they do something stupid like give him an afro with a chocobo in it and have him wielding guns.
Well, I mean, you also got to look at where Final Fantasy is coming from. It's coming out of Japan, which has an almost non-existent black community.
JRPGs. So which is why when they went after Final Fantasy specifically, when somebody was like, well, you know, this with the feel, it's like, hey, first of all, that's not even a valid group to go after. I mean, because their main characters aren't white or black. They're generally Japanese.
Yeah.
They're generally Asian. And going, you Asian video game makers making your Asian games in an Asian setting aren't doing enough black people or like white females. And it's like, yeah, it's an Asian game. And you do what you know. Because that's the thing. Like you said, there aren't a lot of female game designers. That's sad. There needs to be more. I think there need to be more so that it can be a better representation. Because guess what? When I read, give an example for a book. When I read a book written by a female author and she tries to portray a male character, it feels off half the time. They don't do as good a job as representing the male mentality. Similarly, when a male character tries to write a book with a female lead, it also feels off. The best results are when you get somebody that's familiar with what they're doing, which means we need more female game designers so that female main characters can be presented and they don't just fit a trope or stereotype. Because here's what happens. You get a stereotype. Lara Croft is a stereotype.
I mean, my thing is
well, excuse me, original Lara Croft.
We're still looking at the fact, though, of, you do need to look at your market. And yes, you're going to play to your market when it comes to the main protagonist and stuff like that. You're going to play to your market. Now, a lot of most games that we play aren't made here in the U.S. either. So trying to think of that as your demographic is not, they're not made. Half the time they're not even made for our audience. They're made for a different audience and then translated and brought over here.
Well, now we're going to get real hardcore, and I'll bring that up because here's another thing. I hate to attack it, but that's another thing where a lot of that really tolerance is an issue with the feminist movement, because the feminist movement believes the whole world should feel the way they do. But guess what? In another culture, women may not want to be action stars. They may not want to be in Asia. For all we know, in Japan, they may not want the female character to run around with a sword beating up the men. There's different cultures. There's cultural differences. So again, like very good points, coming out of another country, your views may not even be concurrent with their views. Over there, they may be like, we like a big, strong man to come save us. That might be that culture's sentiment on that.
I'm going to put a cap on this for now. I mean, we stated our opinions, I think, for the most part. Honestly, I would love to get a actual female that is opinionated on this subject on the show, and us have an actual conversation that could actually be productive. Right now, it's just two guys.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd like to hear more because I don't know the fix. Because I'm the kind of guy, we're men. We try to solve problems. That's the way we think. So my opinion is, well, how do we fix it?
A stereotype.
Yeah, a stereotype, and I fit the stereotype. Because honestly, I want gamers to be happy regardless of the gender. But guess what? Game companies need to make money. one of the reasons I'd like to see more female game designers, and this will be my last one, I'll put a pin on it, is that was actually why, though. If we get more female game designers and making these types of games, you can see if it's profitable. Yeah. And guess what? If the numbers don't match it, then there's nothing to complain about anymore. If they put the games out and they don't sell,
roll that beautiful D20, buddy.
All right. Yeah. So, you uncomfortable yet? Was that
good?
Not
uncomfortable. That wasn't actually horrible.
I don't know. Trust me. Somebody thought it was horrible. We're here about
somebody
it.
Everything, yeah.
You know, how dare we try to be rational on this subject?
4. Let's see what. I pity the fool.
I do not know how that relates to rabbits or Easter.
Well, it's April Fool's, man.
Oh, I pity the fool.
I pity the fool. I have no idea what to talk about on this topic.
Shut up, I rolled it.
You rolled it, so you
I pity the fool. We're going to talk about a common fool. I was sitting up there the other day in my house chilling, talking to myself, as I like to do. And one of the things I thought about that I see gamers do is that there exist people out there that call themselves role players. These supposed, I say role players, is that they consider themselves better role players than everyone else. That's why they make such crap characters when they play a game with you. It's because they're role playing. And I understand the concept of, I want my character to be interesting, so I made a couple of bad choices. But there is a point where you go past role playing and you're just dragging everything down. It's one thing to go, I'm not an optimized character. I get that. It's another thing to go, the rest of the party is carrying my lazy, no good carcass around. I'm sucking up 150 experience, 150 treasure, and I can't find my way out of paper bag. For example, I want to be a frontliner. I'm going to make a halfling with a strength of 12 and a dex of 11 and say that I'm a barbarian and be on the front line. I've seen something like this, real story. And, I'm just role-playing. This is the character's personality. It's like, yeah, it's okay, but you can't do the thing you want to do. You do nothing for this party. We're basically toting you around, but you want your cut of everything. You want the magic axe, and you built a character that is useless to everyone. It is a team game.
And that's what I was about to say, is it's a team game. So this is something where you need to discuss that type of thing with your party. Is your party going for a heavy RP session and there's not going to be a lot of battle and most of your experience is going to come out of RP? That's perfectly fine.
Yes.
And there are games that are out there that I've played and I've really enjoyed. But also, if you're going to have a adventure, combat, dungeon crawling, and all this, then you need to think reasonable. And honestly, you don't get your feelings hurt if your party leaves you behind because you can't handle the travel.
And that was the way it was. Because the thing that gets me about these characters is not even that they built this role play style character. Because again, you can role play and still be moderately competent. Mm-hmm. There is a line. There's a line that you get below.
Getting left behind is just as much RP as.
Because, like example, one of our evening DMs on Saturdays was telling a story about a player he had. I won't name that specifically would want magic items that made no dang sense for his character. We find a magic sword, and this guy's a freaking wizard, but he wants the magic sword because he thinks magic swords are cool, and the frontliner doesn't have a magic sword, and everybody's like, no. And then he wants to raise heck, and he's like, well, I'm just trying to roleplay my character. No, that's not, and you know what? Saying no to you is role-playing, too.
Well, yeah.
Saying, the fighter going, you're not proficient with a sword. I'm not going to give you the only magic sword in the group. That's role-playing, too. Don't get mad.
That's why in my games I don't try to force, and it gets difficult at times, but I don't like forcing my characters, my group, to be a group. If you guys can't find a reason to stick together, then the majority of the party is going to continue on, and that person who can't stick together will need to roll up another character that maybe can be a group member.
And that's why I say I pity the fool, because like I said, I point out that it's like, understand that it is a game. And if you've ever played a video game, especially a team sport game, everybody's got a role. Try that crap online. Go in with your mercy, but go, I don't like healing people. See how long before you get booted off that team. Before they go,
yeah.
well, my Mercy doesn't heal people because she's all about frontline
especially
combat.
with MMOs like World of Warcraft and EverQuest. And
Ooh, you'll get kicked out the guild, kicked out the game, assassinated on sight regularly, blacklisted. Yeah, you'll have to make a new character quick. So, I mean, there comes a point where role play has, well, you know what? The best way to put it is, remember, you're role playing, yes. But guess what? It's also realistic role play that people don't hang out with idiots. People don't let someone into their team that can't contribute. Because guess what? If they do, they're not role playing. Because you don't live long like that.
And that's my thing. I'm not saying that people won't hang out with them, but you're not going to level because I'm not taking somebody who can't contribute to the group.
I'll hang out with the crazy halfling in the pub
when I get
and have
back
a beer.
The pub, I go hang
man,
out
you're
with
a
them.
fierce barbarian. Look at those muscles. Then it's like, no, we don't need you in this dungeon. We're going to bring along the half-orc. It's like 6 feet tall. Hey, you want to get a bunch of golden experience? Yeah, let's go. Come, stereotypical half-orc barbarian. We'll be taking you with us.
Yes, the half-orc barbarian. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and give an extra roll, I guess, today.
You want to see if you can get another horrible? If you roll a 1, you got to do it again.
No.
I've got another inappropriate subject.
We don't do repeats, man. That's a 12.
Too bad. I had one about cosplay and age-appropriate costumes. You're going to love it.
12. Favorite television rabbits.
Well, I'm going to cheat and say Jessica Rabbit. Beat you to it.
You asshole.
Were you going to say Jessica?
I was actually going to say Roger Rabbit. I wasn't actually thinking about Jessica Rabbit at
Technically,
the time,
her last name's Rabbit.
But yeah, her last name is Rabbit, but she is not a rabbit.
Oh no, I can multiply with her, but
no. Roger Rabbit is definitely up there. I mean, Roger Rabbit was actually the first movie I ever saw in a theater.
Whoa.
Yeah.
My God, you poor man. You really did grow up very destitute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the first movie you saw in the theater?
Yeah, it's the first movie I saw in a theater. I don't think my aunt realized the context of the film.
It's a kids movie, man. It's a family picture. Yeah. By the way, I stole that from Nostalgia Critic. I know that. Don't hit me. It's a family picture.
Because I was still young. I think we were heading to Disney World, and we went and saw it before that.
Are you implying that the brutal melting of that cartoon shoe with the screaming as it was lowered in a paint thinner might not have been age appropriate?
Let's see. Roger Rabbit came out in 1988, so I was 7 years old.
Sounds like it.
So.
Oh God, that was so violent. It was so horribly violent. Yeah, I love that movie. It's not really a television rabbit much as a movie rabbit, but I'll let you slide on that.
I put television rabbit in the thing. I just meant on the screen, TV, movie. And Roger Rabbit has been on television before, so.
True. I'll say that I have to admit that, like I said, that was a unique character that, honestly, I'm really shocked did not start a cartoon series, or at least one that stuck around. They may have probably did and try and just bombed, but I loved it. Outside of that, if I'm gonna go television, really, because Jessica Rabbit, of course, was a joke.
Yeah.
I liked Tiny Toons. I like Tiny Toons. I like Babs and Buster, and I know that's 2, but I felt they were interesting young characters, way better than some of the later attempts to redo it. Because I know Looney Tunes came out later again and redid the characters, but no. I thought Babs and Buster, because they had distinct personalities that really jumped out the screen. Like, I could tell you I'm visualizing them and remembering. They had their own personality, their own sentiments. It was a cool attempt at a new generation. I really wish it had kept going. I think it'd been cool if right now we still had Babs and Buster, maybe even a little bit older. That would have been an interesting idea if they came back to Tiny Toons and they went with like teenage Tiny Toons instead of we're just going to try to reboot. Bugs and Daffy and all of that. So I'm hollering out for y'all guys. Tiny Toons, Tiny Toon fans unite. Bring it back.
Hey Google, roll me a d20.
Rolling a die with 20 faces. The result is 8.
8. Officer Hops.
That was an interesting movie. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually like this movie. It's one of those guilty pleasures of, watching kids' movies.
Give him the name of the movie.
Huh?
Give him the name of the movie.
I can't remember the name.
Zootopia.
Zootopia. There you go.
Yes, Officer Hops is the bunny rabbit officer from Zootopia.
She was a fun character, and then the
fox.
No, the sloth.
The DMV.
Yeah.
Was his name Flash?
Yeah.
I think like his name was Flash.
Yeah. But them at the DMV, that's still my favorite scene. Like, that's what actually made me watch the movie. We were at watching some Marvel movie, I think, and it came on before it, a preview for it.
And we almost died laughing at that scene. It was so funny in the trailer that we would crack up. Like, I think only the Deadpool trailers had made me laugh so friggin' hard. It's like Zootopia sloth scene at the DMV, and then Bob Ross Deadpool. Because I'm about to start laughing thinking about both of them right now because they were that funny.
So yeah, but yeah, so that was actually a really good rabbit movie. But
she was an interesting character, especially because she was not presented as just like the Mary Sue. Like she ran into problems, made that mistake and offended, is the name Sly? I'm bad with names of Fox, but like it was interesting the way the movie played out and the way she even realized, like, okay, I might have been wrong on this. I kind of pigeonhole predators. Did you actually see the movie?
Yes.
Just making sure, because you're looking at me like, what's he talking about?
Oh, no.
But no, it was cool. There's always a debate about what the movie was about that I always find fun too.
I don't even really sure what the movie was about.
Some people thought it was about race relations.
I laughed a bunch.
Yeah. I don't know. I just find the Breaking Bad references in the movie were friggin' hilarious, man.
Yeah.
And that was one evil lamb. I've never seen an evil lamb like that since like this one really creepy kind of Christian movie that I'd have probably, I shouldn't even be pointing you in the direction of that movie. That movie is not appropriate for anyone.
I tell you what, why don't you roll one more die, and then that'll be the end of our.
You want more?
Yeah, might as well just do one more. Don't roll a one, by the way.
12 more. More favorites.
Reroll. 11. Video game rabbits. All right, so let's end this off with some video game rabbits. What, are you having trouble thinking of any video game rabbits, man?
I mean, do you have one already? Because I'm sitting here going, like, when's the last time I played a rabbit in a video game?
Well, no, but I do remember. What game?
Oh, wait. I got one.
What
was the game about it was Dragon something. Oh, God. It was a side-scrolling, hand-drawn art game. It was something Dragon something. It was you play as a wizard, an Amazon, a dwarf, and they had a reference to the Vorpal Bunny as one of the bosses in the game. Oh God, what's that game? There's people out there right now that know what I'm talking about.
I was thinking. I think they did this Easter egg in WoW for one time, where there used to be the critters in WoW and World of Warcraft. And a rabbit was one of the critters. But at one point, there was a chance that the rabbit would have red eyes and it would attack you.
And it'd be the Vorpal rabbit?
It'd be the Vorpal rabbit.
Yeah, see, it was in another game, dude. It was awesome. You get in there, you're fighting on top of all these bodies, and it's the Vorpal rabbit. And it was so scary.
But yeah, the Vorpal rabbit is commonly thrown into video games as a
ungodly, deadly boss.
Yeah.
Because in that game, even it could insta-kill you. It had like an insta-kill attack. It could trigger. You might be able to find it
Let's
here.
See, RuneScape, the player is required to get rid of the giant Wolpertinger, whatever. Fantastic Dizzy has cute little snails. Yes, snail.
Keep going down. Let's see if we can find the dragon game I'm thinking about.
Kingdom Hearts?
No, they're referencing other stuff.
Okay.
Because it's a trope. You're looking at the trope, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a rabbit.
Let me do a /F or Control F and rabbit. All right.
Slide down.
Now,
Let's see what we
Kingdom
got.
Hearts had a infernal killer rabbit amongst their ranks.
Oh, Birth by Sleep was the one of the handheld games.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts. I didn't play it.
And then World of Mana.
Oh yeah, I remember the rabbits.
World
yeah.
of Mana. That's yeah.
Yeah, the little rabbits you could fight that got up in levels, man. Like you could find them later on at higher levels. Roll down for me. I want to find this game, man. I'm trying to remember this side-scrolling adventure game. I'm sure they have it on this list.
Final Fantasy 11 features a number of cute but deadly monsters, including rabbits. Which Dragon Warrior, I think, had a Dragon Quest had a rabbit.
I think there was rabbit
boss,
enemy.
yeah, or just a regular. They were like purple, I think. But Final Fantasy 11. Mortal Kombat, Shell-In Monks.
Wow, that's one I didn't see coming.
And Mortal Kombat 3, Katana turns into a white rabbit.
Oh, is that her animality? Oh, wait, what about
the MMORPG Ashron's Call?
Zoanthropes.
Powerful monster in the entire game was the level 666 white rabbit nicknamed Pookie.
What was that fighting game where you could turn into were creatures? Oh. There was one where one of the characters was a giant rabbit. Like it was a fighting game, man. And
that's what it was. In World of Warcraft, the Dark Moon Rabbit, a rabbit in a cave surrounded by the bones of any players foolish enough to take it on.
Of course, everybody knows the Rabbids from Raven Rabbits, but that was too easy for us.
Earthworm Jim did a killer rabbit. Oh man, I miss Earthworm Jim.
Earthworm Jim was fun.
Day. Let's see,
But their attempts at sequels were, this is the best way to put it. Cave Story, Darkspire.
I'm not. I mean, this apparently
type
we're
in,
only halfway through.
Do Control F for Dragon. I want to find that game, man. I'm not crazy.
Right.
I think.
Dragon.
You're going really fast.
Well, because this is already stuff we went through.
True.
Now we're getting into new stuff. Dragon Age.
Dragon Age had killer rabbits?
I don't know. We're only looking for dragon now, but it is a long-standing joke, even with the creative staff, is that Pet Mombari's actually.
Oh, they're talking about Lord Wolseley, yeah.
Divinity 2, the Dragon Knight Saga.
Dragon's Crown, that was the game. Yep. Dragon's Crown had a literal, direct shout out to Monty Python's Holy Grail and the Vorpal Rabbit.
Okay. Anyway, I think that's going to roll us up for this Random Encounters. We hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.